right, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue our year one. All right, we just lost in the second round against the Montreal Canadiens. It was a rough series. I wish it would have been at least a little bit more competitive. But at the end of the day, we did what we wanted to do this year. We made the playoffs when we got to the second round. All right, top 8 in the NHL, which isn't bad. And you know what? That's pretty much what the Washington Capitals have been doing for the last little while. All right, second round exits. Still haven't been able to make that jump to the Eastern Conference Finals just yet. All right, so that's definitely our next goal, and that's a pretty good goal for next year to try and reach at least the third round. All right. Now, we have a big offseason ahead of us. I want to get through the draft. I want to see if we can get to the free agency in this video. It doesn't matter about injuries coming back. I'll turn off injuries once the playoffs are over, because I still want the computer teams to have an injury or two. We'll send the scout back out, sure. Who else were we going to go after? We just did it in Russia, right? Oh, no, we did it in Finland. Right. You know what? Let's just check out a few defensemen here. Why not? Let's see if there's any good defensemen. Why not? We can just try it out. Yeah, we'll go after the WHL for defensemen just to finish it off, right? A lot of you guys were saying that I need to draft a defenseman. So we'll get into all that at the end here. Because I had a lot of people saying, trade Stastny away. You got to draft Morrissey. You got to draft Pulak. You got to draft Shinkaruk. You got to draft McKinnon. You got to trade for Miku Koivu. There's plenty of things coming up. You guys said that even though Holtby played pretty good, I need to go after an elite goalie right away. So we need to just slow it down here, reassess what we're doing, all right, because the cap's going to become an issue soon. I got to figure out our plan for the next year when it comes to salary cap. Got to figure out which players I want to sign, which players I don't want to sign. And free agency. Free agency might be kind to us this year, right? I want to try and keep as much available cap as we can. Remember, we're going to be giving up a lot of salary cap when all of our older players like Knubel, Arnott, all these other players who are making $2 million, $2.5 million. We're going to be making a lot of available cap here. And it looks like the Buffalo Sabres have won your Stanley Cup, all right? So it wasn't the Montreal Canadiens. We didn't even lose to the Stanley Cup winners, which would have at least saved a little bit of, whatever. But it doesn't matter, right? We did what we wanted to do this year. It would have been worse if we didn't make the playoffs, but we made it in, all right? Never mind. Let's just keep going here. Salary cap, blah, blah, blah. Let's look at the awards. Let's take a look at the retirements, and then we'll figure out where we are in the draft. Where do we go? We went out in the second round, so I'd imagine our pick is probably the 22nd overall pick. Probably because we were the worst. I'm going to say it right now. Our pick is definitely the 22nd overall pick, all right? Or 21st. No, I think it's 22nd. All right, so hang on. Did we lose anybody? Washington, yeah. Arnott and Knubel both retired. All right, that didn't matter because we weren't going to re-sign these guys anyways. All right, so that's going to save some salary cap right there. Yeah, look at the available cap already. It's already jumped up to 4.25 mil. So that's good. All right, prospects game. No, we don't need to take a look at that. All right, so we're here. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's take a look at the awards, statistics, awards. Let's see who brought home the hardware this year. So the Buffalo Sabres, they finally get it done. Good job, Ryan Miller. President's Trophy. All right, so the Boston Bruins won it this year. Clarence S. Campbell, Edmonton Oilers. All right, so it was Edmonton versus Buffalo in the final. Wow. Art Ross, Steven Stamkos. All right, most points at the end of the regular season. Hart Memorial, Patrice Bergeron. James Norris, Zdeno Chara. Lady Bing, Steven Stamkos. Calder, Braden Holtby. So, wow, even though Braden only played like a good 30 games during the regular season, they still decided to give him the Calder Memorial Trophy. All right, so a Rookie of the Year goalie. Good job, Holtby. Conn Smythe, Martin St. Louis on the Buffalo Sabres. Good job. Vezina Trophy winner Ryan Miller. Yeah, that makes sense. William M. Jennings, Jimmy Howard. Bill Masterton, Ladislav Smid. Frank J. Selke, Pavel Datsyuk. Ted Lindsay, Ryan Miller. And Maurice Richard, Alexander Ovechkin. The most goals in the season. Yeah. All right, so we didn't take home too much hardware that year. In fact, we only took home one trophy. Got two, the Calder and Maurice Richard. That's fine. All right, so we got a lot to do here. First of all, let's go to GM Tracker. No, I can't even jack this up again because we didn't go much farther. All right, so we'll just leave all that the way it is. All right, so you guys had plenty of complaints, or not complaints, but opinions about what we should do. So let me go down and let me be thorough about this, all right? Now, I'm guessing, let's do the scouting report first. I'm guessing that we're going to be around 21 or 22 overall when it comes to the pick, all right? Now, I mean, technically, I could move up in the draft, but I don't really see us having too much to trade to move up. Remember, I mean, I'm not going to be trading away, Paul Stastny for a draft pick, because that makes our team worse next year. We're not rebuilding, all right? I'm not giving up what we have right now to move up in the draft. I'm not doing that, all right? So, if a trade is possible to move up, then I will, but I don't know, boys. I think this is going to be a draft where we have to draft depth instead of someone outstanding, all right? So let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right, so looks like we're getting down here into the 3-star players, all right? But if we go to goalies, I think I saw a couple 4.5-star goalies. Yeah, oh my god, look at this. There is 3 4.5-star goalies, all right? Veranu, Lacerte, and Klein. All right, so I'm not going to be able to move up for these guys either, but what these guys will do is there's an extra 3 that I can go after, that'll the other teams will go after, right? So I'll actually end up being able to go after Sean Monahan, Anthony Duclair, or Max Domi, it looks like, all right? So they're all forwards. Okay, so I can decide who I can go for in the draft, all right? But it looks like it's going to be Monahan, Duclair, or Domi, all right? So we'll deal with that. Next, let's take a look at our contracts, all right? Let's see how our team's going to look going into next year and the year after that. We got to set up our team here, right? So, ooh, look at this. All right, so it was definitely worth it, all right? We played our goalies last year. We got to re-sign them both this year, all right? But Neuwirth has jumped to an 85, and Brayden Holtby's jumped to an 83. So I don't really see us needing to go after another goalie because Neuwirth, again, I mean, look at how much his reflexes category jumped. Remember, they were all 85s and 84s? I mean, there's a 90 in there, an 89. He's looking really good now. Puck control could get a little bit better, and athleticism is not bad. But, I mean, I'd rather hold on to Michael Neuwirth right now. Remember, I can't trade him in the draft because I got to re-sign him this year, all right? But, I mean, we have a 1-2 punch in goaltenders, and they're still going to get better. I mean, Holtby's kind of like Neuwirth now. Look at that reflexes category, all right? One more year for Holtby, and I think he'll be as good as Neuwirth is right now, 85, 86 overall. So, and they're still gold stars, which mean they could be getting better, all right? So we actually have a really good 1-2 punch here in goaltending. I'm glad I held on to these two guys because, I mean, they can get it done now, all right? So we don't have to worry about our goaltenders. I don't need to draft a goalie whatsoever, all right? We have 2 goalies now. We have to figure out which one is better, all right? Defenseman. All right, so Green, it looks like he's capped off now at 4.5 white stars. It looks like he's not getting too much better, which means it doesn't look like he's going to become a top 2 defenseman. So that is still something we have to get. In a perfect world, it would be Green on the first line with a top 2 defenseman. All right, because he is still very good offensively. And then Carlson and Alsner on the second line, and then Schultz on the third line with somebody else. All right. Yeah. All right. So Barker, we can maybe re-sign this year if we have to. Roman Hammerlick, we're not going to re-sign. Orlov, I want to play, but he didn't really get too much better. All right. We go down here. Yeah. All right, so I'm holding on to all these guys. Right wingers, let's see here. Right wingers. All right, Joey Crab, it doesn't really matter. Wilson, 4-star, but he's still only 57 overall. All right, so he's not going to be helping us out anytime soon. Left wingers. All right, so Ovi is still 93 overall. Louis Eriksson jumped to 86. All right, but now he's got his 4.5 white stars, so he's pretty much capped. All right, but 86 overall is pretty good. Look, there's like 88s everywhere. Even his shooting category, that's what jumped. His shooting category moves up to 88 overalls, all right? So, yeah. Remember, when we put Backstrom, Eriksson, and Ovechkin on the same line, they really started to produce for us. So I want to keep that line together. All right. Wojtek Wolski, he dropped down to 79 overall. He was worth it for $0.6 million. I'll see what I can do in the offseason. I wouldn't mind maybe holding on to Wojtek. Jason Chimera, we're going to hold on to. All right. Perfect for the fourth line. Go down here. Stephenson, we got to re-sign. He didn't get too much better, though, either. Centers. Let's see. Backstrom. Whoa! Backstrom jumped to 90. Jesus. All right, so Backstrom went to 85 to 90. So, I mean, yeah. Backstrom and Ovechkin hopefully now together are going to be absolutely outstanding with our Eriksson on the right wing, all right? So, yeah, Backstrom is ready to go. And he's still got gold stars, so he's still getting better, all right? Backstrom, hell yeah. Now, Paul Stastny, now you guys are saying that he's not worth $6.6 million. I agree with you, boys. But, what I like about Paul Stastny is he's our second line center now, all right? He's morphed into our second line center. Now, you guys can say that he's not that good, he doesn't produce when we look at his stats, all right? 51 points in 82 games. That's really good for a second line center, all right? I know plus minus, don't worry about that. Our team was all over the place this year, all right? If he's getting 50 points, that's what I want from my second line center. Now, when it comes to the playoffs, yeah, he only got 3 points in 11 games. He didn't produce. Fine, all right? But this is not going to be a reaction. I'm not a reaction general manager where one season doesn't go right, you trade him away, all right? Look at his individual stats. He's perfect for a second line center. But I agree with you when you say he's not worth $6.6 million. My plan with Stastny is to pay him for one more year at $6.6 million, all right, and then see what I can sign him for. If he wants another $6 million, I'll sign him and then trade him in free agency next year, all right? But I mean, if I can sign him for a good, $4.5 or $5 million, then he'll be worth it for a second line center. So that's my thought process on Stastny. Yeah, he's not worth it right now, but we have plenty of salary cap available that I'm morphing the team so that by year 3 we'll have Stastny signed as a true second line center. All right, so I'm not trading away Paul Stastny. I still think he can get it done on the second line. Again, he's like our Joe Pavelski. If he's getting 50 points as a second line center, that's perfect. I just got to get him some wingers. Remember, he was playing with Johansson last year, who was only 80 overall. He's still only 80 overall, all right? If we gave him 2 really good wingers, I mean, we had Ribeiro. If I just gave him that one other winger, I guarantee you he'd be 55 points, 60 points, all right? And then you guys wouldn't be saying anything. So let's give Stastny one more year, and let's see what he can sign for in the third year, all right? That's what I want to do with Stastny. Brooks Laich, he's still going to be our third line center, it looks like. That's perfect. He signed long term. For now, it's okay, all right? For now, it's okay. I got to make sure that maybe I should play him on the second line because I don't want him to get worse because he signed long. You know what? It's just if I play him on the third line, he might drop to like an 82, 81 overall. And since he signed for another 1, 2, 3, 4 more years, I mean, I don't want to have to. If he drops an overall, I won't be able to trade him because teams will say, he's not worth it. So I got to make sure that if he's dropping, I trade him away. For right now, he's fine. 30 years old, 83 overall for 4.5. He's fine. Perfect third line center for us, right? So I'm not going to do anything with Brooks. Mike Ribeiro, all right, he's up this year, so I can't trade him. Might as well just try to sign him. He had a really good year with us, so if I can get him for less than $5 million, he'll be worth it, and I think I'll be able to. Perreault, he went up a little bit, so we got another 82 overall forward. That's good. Johansson really didn't grow that much. All right, but maybe it's because his physical and defensive category bring him down a little bit. He's still a third-line scorer, so we can still play him on that third line. That's fine. Zach Hamill, he jumped up a little bit, so that's good. All right. So, and Nordstrom, yeah, we got these guys down here. All right, so it looks like, boys, I'm not going to be trading away anybody, all right? I'm not trading away Paul Stastny. I'm not trading away any of our goalies, all right? So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the draft. All right, remember, we're not a rebuilding team, all right? We can't automatically just move up to get the first overall pick every single year. It doesn't work like that, all right? I like the way our team looked. And yes, what did I say? 22 overall. I knew it. All right, so Dallas, Columbus, Florida, New Jersey. All right, so basically, I know what I can. I know the teams that I can trade to. All right, we're gonna have $7 million to work with, so I like that. It's a good amount. Let me just see if there's anyone I can trade with some trading value here. Goose, I don't want to hold on to. All these guys have 1-year deals, so I can't trade any of them. Defenseman, 1-year deal, can't trade. Carlson I could trade, but I'm not going to. Orlov I could trade, not going to. Schultz, no. Bertilson I could trade, not going to. He's a prospect for us. Same thing with Bystrom. All right, so can't really trade away any. Well, I can. I don't want to. Right wingers, I could trade away this Galiev guy. Let's see, who is this? Was he 3.5 stars? 3.5 star sniper. I'll give him the chance. You never know. All right. Left wingers, let's see. Stephenson, I'm holding on to. Wolski, I can't trade, all right. Centers, Perreault, no. Holding on to all these guys. No, all right, boys. So it looks like I really can't make any moves here. All right, what I'm going to do is this one Galiev guy, all right, because if he was a 4-star sniper, I'd give him a chance, but a 3.5-star sniper, and he's still only 65 overall, I don't see him fitting into our top 6. He's going to still take another 3 or 4 years. So what I'm going to do, because this draft does have a lot of depth in it. Galiev, all right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a team that wants to give up their first-round pick that is not very high up, like the 26th overall pick, but more along the lines of like the 20th overall pick, all right? 13th wouldn't be bad. 7, way too high. 21st. The 21st overall pick from Chicago for Galiev, all right? Yeah, I'll give up a prospect, and I'll just try to get another prospect back, all right? That's what I'll do. Will it go through? No. All right, so we got to find a team that is interested in Galiev. That's all right. I had 2 trades, so I don't mind doing this. Galiev, let's see. Is there a team that's interested? Yeah, there's a few teams that are interested. All right, so Winnipeg, what draft pick do you have? You traded away yours. All right, what other team wanted him? St. Louis, what draft pick did you? You don't want to give up your draft pick, all right? Phoenix, he wants to give up their 8th overall pick, but, okay, I'll come back to Phoenix. That might work. Who else? Islanders, no, they don't want to give up their first-round pick. Jersey, no, they don't want to give it up. I gotta find a team that is willing to give up their pick for this. I think Phoenix would be our best bet right now. No. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Phoenix. All right. So we'll try to get this from Phoenix. We'll try to get the 8th overall pick from Phoenix. All right. That's actually a pretty good one. Now we're gonna have to move up in this draft a little bit, but I don't mind doing that. Now first, we're gonna have to take a player back from them. All right. I'm not gonna take Shane Doan. Take the worst player on 1 year. All right. We'll take this Johnson guy. Yeah, that'll make it go through. Nick Johnson. All right. Now I don't think this will go through the way it is. I'm gonna have to put a draft pick in here. I'm not gonna put the first because I want to use the first. What I'll use is I don't need the 7th. I don't need the 6th. I don't need the 5th. All right. And I want the 3rd. I want the 2nd. I don't need the 4th. But I want to move up a little bit. Now I traded away next year's first round pick. Next year. If I give up my 2nd and Galiev for a 1st. Yeah, just looking at the draft, hang on. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give up a 2nd for next year. I can get the 2nd back next year if I need to, but I'm counting on us being a really good team next year, all right? So I'm going to give up Galiev, a 2nd, and 7th, a 6th, and a 5th for basically the 8th overall pick in this year's draft, all right? I think it's a pretty good trade because Galiev we're not going to move, and we're turning next year's 2nd round pick into this year's 8th overall pick, all right? So you're moving up. Yeah, I like this trade. Will it go through? Yes, it did. All right. It's a done deal. All right, so we moved up in the draft, boys. All right, that was a pretty good trade. So let's see. McKinnon went to Columbus. Shinkaruk went to Florida. Pulak went to Jersey. Lazar, Tampa. Klein, Lacerte. All right, so Dallas got a goalie in Verono, or I don't even know. Klein went to Colorado. He was a goalie. And Lacerte went to Carolina. He was a goalie, all right? So, got the 8th overall pick here. So I'm pretty sure all the goalies have been drafted. Let's see here. Where are they? Goalies. Yeah, all the goalies been drafted. This is one Nicholas Kiki guy, but 4-star. We already have 2 4-star goalies, right? And I want to fix the rest of our team before we even look at our goalies right now. All right. So, ooh, look at this. We're lucky. We're able to get Josh Morrissey, and this is something that somebody that you guys were saying that I should go after. All right. I mean, this is a no-brainer for me just because it's potential. Hang on a sec. I'm just sorting. It's taking a while. Yeah, like it's just potential, right? There's nobody else in here. I mean, this Victor Germain guy, he's looking pretty good. Same thing with this James Bet-hour guy, all right? But Morrissey's 4.5-star, the only 4.5-star player left. It's a no-brainer, and he's an offensive defenseman, so maybe a player to work with Ovechkin in the future if he can become a top 2. Could you imagine him, a top 2 with Mike Green on the first line? That would just be offense, offense, offense. So let's grab him. Josh Morrissey, welcome to the Washington Capitals, all right? Simulate up to get this pick now. Let's see if it's going to be who I thought it was, Monahan, Duclair, or Domi, all right? Let me just sort by potential. It looks like Monahan already got taken. Domi's still there. Oh, no, there's still a lot of guys here. 3.5 stars. Oh, yeah, there's a shit ton of 3.5-star guys still. All right, so we already got a defenseman. Even though I said I wanted to go after a forward, I couldn't pass up on Josh Morrissey, though. All right, so let's go after a forward now. Morgan Klimchuk, center playmaker. Max Domi, center playmaker. Let's sort by... Ooh, oh, crap, I didn't mean to do that. Hang on, let's sort by forwards here. Hang on a sec. You know what? I'll go for a drink while this is going through. Yeah. All right, so you got Klimchuk, Domi, Corriveau, Burns, Grinder. Ooh, I wouldn't mind a Grinder. Michael Burns. I wouldn't mind picking up a Grinder. Boyce, Rotival, center two-way forward, though, and he's a super sweet. All right, so hang on. Two-way forward. I'd rather a center because eventually, Brooks Lake is going to go. Ben Duffy, playmaker. Two-way forward, Marcus Power. UC Eakinen. You know what? Because they're all 3.5-star players, I don't really see them fitting into our top 6. All right, so I want to go after two-way forwards, tough guys, power forwards, or grinders for 3.5-star players. All right, and it can either be this Raphael Corriveau. All right, it's 19 years old, two-way forward. Michael Burns, 22 years old, right-wing grinder, or Boyce Roteval, Jeremy Boyce Roteval, 19. You know what? I gotta go after this super Swede. Hell yeah! Ooh, actually, you know what? It looks like this Boyce Roteval, it looks like he's projected to go in the 3rd round. So I'll actually try to snap him up in the next pick. All right, let's go after one of these two guys. Max Domi or Morgan Klimchuk. Why not? First rounders. Nah. I don't want center playmakers. I don't want them. I'd rather stack up on two-way forwards and grinders. Yeah. But this guy's going to go in the 4th or 5th round. This guy's going to go in the 3rd round. Michael Burns. Ooh, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Klimchuk or Domi. I gotta go with Domi. I got it. He looks like Ty. I gotta do it. All right. So there you go. Max Domi, the son of Ty, get on the team. All right. I'm not gonna do auto draft just yet because I wanted to see. This is one of the first draft is always a very deep draft. That's why I didn't want to move up. I didn't want to trade away all of our draft picks because I want to get a bunch of prospects on this team. Maybe not superstar prospects, but prospects in themselves. All right. So. Yeah, I think that Boyce Roteval guy is still there. I didn't trade away my 3rd, so I still have my 2nd and my 3rd. Yeah, Corriveau is still there. I want to snag up this Boyce Roteval guy. I don't want him to be lost. All right, so I'm going to grab him right now. All right, boom. And let's do one more. Let's use my 3rd round pick. Yep, let's try to get another 3.5-star potential prospect in there. All right, so we'll do there. There you go. All right. Let's see who's available still. Oh, yeah, there's definitely somebody. All right. So, yeah, okay. So there's 3 guys left. We got, we'll go after this Corriveau guy right now. Yes, right wing. Yes, 6'4", two-way forward. Grab him. All right, so there you go. Pretty good draft, boys. 4 picks in the first 3 rounds. We got a 4.5-star player in Josh Morrissey, and then 3.5-star, a playmaker, a two-way forward, actually 2 two-way forwards, all right? So a pretty good draft. We didn't get, superstar studs up front, franchise player forwards, but we got a franchise a defenseman, hopefully, all right? So let's go into re-sign stage. This video is going pretty long. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the re-sign stage right now. What I'll do is we'll look at the players that I drafted. We'll look at the players that need to be signed, and then I'll leave it to you guys on how much we should offer them, and maybe if we should just not sign everybody so we can go into the free agency with some available salary cap, all right? Because we're that kind of team where we need to build, and free agency might be the perfect place to get a player or two just to help us out with our playoff run, all right? So, I mean, we got Neuwirth and Holtby. I would love to try and sign these guys long-term right now, all right? Neuwirth wants 7 mil. All right, Jesus, Neuwirth wants a lot. All right, so how much does Holtby want? I'm not gonna re-sign them right now. I just want to show you guys. And Holtby only wants 3.5. So I mean, Holtby might be the guy to give like an 8-year deal and only pay him like 4.5, and you got him for 8 years. Whereas Neuwirth wants like 7 mil for the next. Oh my God! But at least I can tender qualifying offer and trade in free agency. All right, if I have to. Defenseman. Let's see, who do I have to sign? I got to sign Alsner. Alsner wants 4.5 mil, which is about on par for what I would want to give him. Cam Barker, Hammerlick, we could sign if we have to. All right, let's check out that Morrissey guy. All right, so he's only 60 overall right now, so he's not getting better just yet. All right, he's not going to be able to play with us on the NHL team just yet, but he is 4.5 stars at 18 years old. All right, we still have 5 more years at least, so give this guy 3 years to get better. All right, and years 5 and 6 for us, he will be ready to go. My bad, I didn't mean to leave that. Re-sign players. Forwards, right wingers. Let's see this now. So Joey Crabb, Johnson, we got to sign. Corriveau, only 51 overall. All right, so he's got to get a lot better, but at least he's in the system, a trade asset if nothing else. Wolski, we got to sign if we want to. Keep going down. Stephenson, we got to re-sign. Keep going down. Ribeiro, we got to try and re-sign. How much do you think Ribeiro wants, boys? Ribeiro only wants 3.3. He's definitely worth it, all right? So we're saving a lot of salary here. Johansson, we got to resign. Zach Hamill, we got to resign. Let's take a look at our centers. All right, Boyce Rotival is 57, and Domi's 57. All right, so we got a bunch of players. All of our rookies, basically, that we drafted are not ready next year, but we're building the team. We're building the team, all right, so that when a bunch of our current players are getting older, all right, they start to go into their 30s, guys like Stastny, guys like Ovechkin. Well, then we have players who are coming up ready to replace them if we want to, all right? So let me know who we should try to re-sign. Let me know about Michael Neuwirth. I'm thinking tender qualifying offer, go into free agency, and maybe trade him away. He's not worth $7 million. No way. Hope he's worth it. Neuwirth's not, all right? So, boys, let me know, and the re-sign stage and free agency's coming up tomorrow. I will see you guys there.